Hey everybody, it's Rachel with Rachel Q Stitches and welcome to my channel. Today is Tuesday, June 20th, 2023, and this is FlossTube number 109. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you are new here, this is a channel mostly about cross stitch. Every now and then I might, well, let me rephrase that. This was a channel mostly about cross stitch. I have been adding some quilting stuff in recently, and I'm kind of reworking my channel. I will continue doing cross stitch. Cross stitch is my nighttime stitching activity, and so I will continue doing cross stitch, but I have been adding some quilting in. So hopefully I can get my act together and start doing a video every other week, one cross stitch, one quilting. Anyway, long explanation. That's not what you're here for. If you're new, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're a returner, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate each and every one of you. I am so grateful for everybody who has stuck with me for these past, 2 years? I think I've been doing FlossTube. Stuck with me, and so I really, really appreciate each one of you. Anyway, so that is my intro that I'm stumbling over. This is what happens when I skip a week and don't do a video. I get all tongue-tied and I'm not sure what I'm supposed to say. Okay, so you're here for cross stitch today because this is a floss tube. So I am going to start with what was my 25/7 piece. I have not worked on it 25/7, but I have tried to give it a good hour each week that I do work on it. Hopefully, for those of you that might be new, I do have quite a few new subscribers. My husband is a high school chemistry and physics teacher, and so he is home in the summer, and so we do a lot of things together, and so I don't get as much stitching done as I would like. We also have a new grandbaby in the house, and so she has been she's been hogging my time these past 2 months. So anyway, so let's get into my stitching. So my 25/7 piece that I'm supposed to work on 25 minutes a day, 7 days a week. There is a Facebook group that I belong to that I was posting in, but because I have not been doing 25/7, I have not posted in it recently. But if you want to see my previous, if you want to see what 25 minutes a day will get you in stitching, go look on that Facebook page. It is amazing what you can get done just 25 minutes a day. I mean, this piece is a mid-Amish schleif. I started it, well, let me back up. It came out in Cross Stitch and Country Crafts in 1986 in the summer editions, 3 editions. I'm stitching it as one piece. It was originally 3 separate pieces. They did give instructions for stitching. It was one piece, and so that is what I'm doing. I started it in October of last year, and I tell you what, 25 minutes a day is amazing what you can get done. If all you have is 25 minutes a day, do it because you will get a lot done. Okay, so here's what it's supposed to look like right here. This is a piece that somebody else did in one big piece, and so I am at the wagon right here. This is what I'm working on right here. This is panel 2. And so here is what I have right here. So the last 2 weeks, I've worked on this chicken, just kind of filling in all this green area. Just kind of trying to get, move this way. So this week, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here and try to work all right here and get this done. In fact, I looked at this yesterday and I almost did that part, but I really, really want to finish this little down bottom area right here. So I want to work on this right here and all that, and hopefully get that done next time I show you guys, which will probably be in 2 weeks. So this is done on, I believe it's a 32 count. I don't think it's 36. I have it written down somewhere, and I need to keep it with it so that I can tell you guys. But it's just some kind of blue Ghana that I had in my stash that was big enough. So that's what I'm stitching it on. So I do need to work on the top border right here and all the clouds and the barn. And there she is. This is all done in called for DMCs too. 99% of my stitching uses DMC, and the other 1% is probably Krynic or some kind of metallic braid. And that's it right there. I love this piece. Love it, love it. I'm really loving the blends. Like the piece I'm about to show you has a lot of blends. It's blended with metallics. It's blended DMCs together. Some of them are 3 threads. Some of them are 2 threads. I'm really enjoying what happens when you add different flosses together, and just how it just, I don't know. I'm really enjoying that complexity. I'm also enjoying my my full coverages, which I've not worked on any this week at all. The past 2 weeks I worked on 0 full coverages. So I need to find one and pull it out and try to finish working on it for the rest of June and get a couple hundred stitches in it. But anyway, I'm enjoying the complexity of the blending of flosses. So the piece that I'm talking about, this is called Pageant Kings. It was originally in the premiere issue of Treasures and Needleworks. This is the cover of the magazine. It's like I said, the premiere issue. There's no date on it, but this is it right here. So this is Pageant Kings. It is by, I believe, Orton. I know her last name's Orton, but I can't think of her first name. Anyway, this is it right here. This is the piece that has all the wonderful blends. Like the part that I worked on is right here. This part right here. Okay. And so this has 3 strands of blended DMC. And so 2 are one color, 1 is another color. So that is it right there. That's what I worked on. I got a lot done. I was actually impressed at how much I got done. So my what I want to finish next is stitching those blends right there, and then putting in this right here, which is a blend of, I'm using Petite Treasure Braid. Originally it was Krynic blending filament, but I'm using Petite Treasure Braid. And so it's a combination of a DMC and a shiny thread. And that's it right there. Love it. I would love to, at the end of this month, which we're already in the 20th, so I have 10 days left, to finish this side. I would love to get that finished. So that's it right there. Look at that. That is so pretty. So, so pretty. But yes, I'm enjoying the blends. I'm enjoying the weird metallics that I have everywhere. It's really, really been quite fun. I'm enjoying a lot of these older charts because they do have that. Anyway, so, and then I am working on the last whip. I have a finish. I didn't tell you all that at the beginning, but the last whip I have is out of this book, Home for the Holidays by Blackbird Designs. And it is called 'Tis the Season, right here. This is it. Now, I have decided that since I really want this piece, I don't decorate seasonally. So even though my 3 kings will probably stay up year round, I have a nativity scene that stays up year round, I don't pull pieces down for this season. I barely decorate my house. So pulling things down for the seasons and hanging them back up would be totally, completely forgotten. And now I have these pieces not hanging up. So this is going to stay up year round. I am taking the words off. I am not going to put any words right there. I did see one lady that did not put the words, and she just carried these and flipped them and stitched them right here. May or may not do that. I don't know. Ask me when I get closer to the end. Much like my Christmas garden, my decision was made as I got toward the end, which I am close to getting toward the end. I'm excited. I was so excited to get where I'm at. Now I am using all DMC. This is a 28 count Lugana that I hand dyed myself. I don't remember what I did. I thought I had it written down on the label in the piece, but it's not. So this is my piece right here. All of it in all of its glory. And then this is where I stitched. So I came down right here. I stitched this little branch, well, part of this little branch. I got his little feet Look at that. And I started. So this is the variegated DMC that I am using. I loved the variegated look that they did stitching it with, I think it's Weeks Dye Works or something, but I don't have a whole lot of those and I don't want to get into collecting those. I have a ton of DMC, and if I showed you, it's just insanely ridiculous. So I used a variegated DMC, and that's it right there. Love it, love it. So the DMC that I am using is right here. It is DMC 115. And there was a lady on one of the Blackbird groups that said that that's what she used. And so that's why I chose to use it. I think it's going to be pretty. I love it. So that's what I'm using for my bird, my cardinal. All right, and those are my whips. I have a finish. It's not a big finish, but it's a finish. And I'm excited about it because this is my first finish for my 60 by 60 challenge that I'm giving myself. If you are new here, I turned 54 at the end of May. And so I am giving myself a goal to complete 60 finishes in cross stitch and 60 quilt tops in quilting by the time I turn 60. So that's 10 a year. I am working on a set of ornaments. I have several of them lined up. They all have the same thing of 12 Days of Christmas because my mom collected that. And so I've kind of inherited her collection. So I just want to do some Christmas ornaments that way. So here is my finish. This is a Shannon Christine's 12 Days of Christmas, day 2. My goal is to do one a month. I'm on day 2. I started in January. I was missing some flosses, and every time I would go to order, I would forget to order one particular one, so I never worked on it. Now, this is done on a 14 count blue Aida. This part right here is supposed to be beads, but I did not like the way it looked. So I used DMC Metallic, Diamante, Diamond, I don't know what they want to call it, but anyway, I say Diamante because remember Mitsubishi had that car. My mom had one of those. I hated that car, but anyway, so this is it right here. It's finished. I'm so excited. So hopefully soon I can start fully finishing these so that I can at least hang some up on the Christmas tree this year. So that's it. That is my finish. Yay. So that's my stitching. Like I said, it's summer. I don't get a whole lot done. So I will do this every 2 weeks. So my goal for this week is to get some more of the bird done. Work about an hour on a mid-Amish life. Start day 3. And I need to pull out a full coverage. I need to pull out my the Cross Stitch Studio Mystery Stitch Along. People are finishing up. I'm still on part 2, 3, and they're already on part 11, and some people are showing their progress, and it's so pretty. So I need to get moving on that and get that done. And then I want to work on this piece. No, this is not it. This is something else. The ironwork gate. I really want to pull that out and work on that. That's one of the ones I'd like to finish soon, within the year. I don't know how that'll work, but I know once school starts, I'll be doing more stitching. So I'd like to work on that. The 'Tis the Season is one of my focus on a finish for this year. It's 'Tis the Season, Christmas Garden by another Blackbird design, and I want to say it was City of Romance, but I don't think it is. I can't remember. I have it written down somewhere what my 3 are, but I really want to get these finished, and then I want to get some progress on at least one of my kings this year for my 3 kings. So I've decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to finish 3 kings in 4 years. I know that's long for me to think that I'm going to be working on a project for that long. But anyway, my goal is to finish a king a year. That's my goal. and then the rest of it would be the final year. So if I can finish that middle king this year, I would be happy. So I need to sit down and I need to write down some concrete goals of what I want to do, and just stick with those and really focus on those projects. Because my husband's a teacher, and I homeschooled my kids when they were younger. They're all adults now, and I homeschooled them. And so our year always began in August. It was just kind of like, that's when I would sit down and when I would set goals, because I would have goals for the kids for school. I'd sit down and do our calendar because my husband had his schedule. And so that was our year, was September to May. And it's just kind of how I set goals for myself. So when he goes back to school, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to say, what do I want to finish by December? And I'm going to write those down. And then what do I want to accomplish, in 2024? So in quilting and in cross stitch. So that's kind of how I do things. And so I need to sit down and really, really figure all that out so that I don't waffle back and forth on what I'm trying to finish and what I'm not trying to finish. So anyway, but so that's my goals. That's my plans for this week. Hopefully I can get some of them done. I say this week, for the next 2 weeks. I'm still in saying this week, but anyway, for the next 2 weeks. So that's all for cross stitch. Next week, I am hoping to put out a video for quilting. I am very close to finishing my quilt top. And as soon as that's done, I'm going to post a video. So I'm hoping next week to have it done so that I can post a quilt video on Thursday. I don't know. I'm going to see. Anytime between Tuesday and Thursday, I'll post a quilt video. But so that's what I'm doing there. And then that's it. That's all I have for stitching. So if you're here for stitching only, thank you for stopping by. Like I said, I will see you for another FlossTube in 2 weeks. But hopefully next week I will put out a quilt video. So we'll see. Personal stuff, not a whole lot going on. It's summer. We do all kinds of fun things during the summer. And by fun things, usually it's a road trip and hitting up some thrift stores for me. So that's what we've been doing. My grandbaby had a doctor's appointment and she got some of her shots, and so that was, Granny cried. Anyway, I hated when my kids got their shots. Ugh. Anyway, so that's what we did. That's what we're doing. My middle child had a birthday, so we celebrated his birthday. He is 23, and he was born in 2000, so that's how I remember his age. We celebrated Father's Day with my husband, and all the kids came over, so that was fun. So anyway, that is what we're doing. That's about it in my personal life. Not a whole lot going on. My son and his wife did move. Not far. I mean, they lived actually 5 minutes from our house in an apartment complex. My daughter-in-law works at a hospital. She's a nurse. She works at a hospital that's like 5 minutes from the house, and the apartment complex was like across the street type of thing. But my son works at our church. He is a part-time youth pastor there. And so our church has an apartment complex that they use for the students for their Bible college. And so he has an apartment there. He had it when they married, but her apartment was closer and she couldn't get out of her lease and everything. So they just moved there, and her lease is over. So they're moving into the church apartments. So they did all that. And so, it's funny because when he moved into her house, it was like a suitcase. And so he's helped us move so many times. He's helped friends move. He's helped pastors move. So he's real experienced in moving. But this was the first time he had to move his house. And so he had to deal with the packing and all that stuff. But they did it. They moved. They're in their apartment. I asked him Sunday, how was your commute to church this morning? She was like, oh, it's amazing. She says, I didn't have to get up as early. So anyway, but that is it. That is all for my personal things. I will see you guys in 2 weeks. Lord willing, and happy stitching. Bye, everybody.